Hi guys, today I'm here to teach you how to solve the Rubik's Cube. First, let's start off by learning the different faces. So we have our up face, the top one, the up face, we'll call this the up face, right face, right hand, right face, left face, left hand, down face, the bottom one, because it's down. Then we have our front face, front, because it's closest to us. Now that we know the different sides, we need to know the different moves. And these moves are the moves that make up the different algorithms that we're going to need to know in order to solve the Rubik's Cube. So, the moves are either just the name of the side or the side inverted. So if I say right, that means that you turn the right side clockwise. If I say right inverted, that means you turn the right side counterclockwise. Same thing goes for the up side. If I say up, that means you turn the up side clockwise. Now, if I said left side inverted, so left inverted, it would be like as if you were looking at the left side counterclockwise. So left inverted, that means that it's away from you. Simple enough. Now, let's start. First step in solving the Rubik's Cube is a green cross. For simplicity reasons, we're going to start off with the green side facing up. You know it's the green side because the green centerpiece, is green. So, the way that we form a cross is simply by looking in the center layers and flipping the green pieces up. So, as you can see, green piece. Flip it up. Now you look around the center, flip it up. Now we have a line. Now we just need the two other pieces. Look around, there's no more green pieces. So in order to form a cross, we're going to need to put the green pieces into the center layer. Now, if you look on the bottom here, we have one green piece right here. We can simply put this piece into the center layer by flipping it up. But when we do that, it removes this piece. So simply spin it once, and then you're able to flip it twice and put it into the top layer. Now, we still have one more piece. This piece is right here. And now, in order to put this piece here, we're going to have to get this piece in the center layer. Now, the easiest thing to do would be to flip it like this. Now, by flipping like this, we can flip this piece up and then look in the center layer for green pieces and flip this up like this. Now that we have the green cross made, we need to focus on matching the pieces up with their correct centers. This is how we want all of them to be. As you can see, it's orange with orange. We want it to be red with red, white with white. So, in order to do this, we look around, we flip it around, and we look for two that are currently matching. There will always be two. As you can see, we have red, red and red, white and white. The other two are not matching. So in order to fix this, we do our first algorithm. By holding the one side that is matching in our right hand and the other side that is matching in the back, we perform the algorithm of right, up, right inverted, up, right, up, up, right inverted, up. And as you can see, now all the centers match. If by chance you find yourself that the two pieces that you have matching are, instead of being next to each other, are opposite each other, hold the one side that is matching closest to you and the other one farthest away, and perform the algorithm we just did twice. One to get them next to each other, and then once you have them next to each other, hold it as we just did and perform the algorithm so that all centers will be correctly orientated. Now that we have our green cross with our centers matched up properly, we need to look in the bottom layer for corner pieces. So here we have a green, red, and white piece. This piece belongs green, yellow, red. It belongs right here. So in order to get it here, we put it directly below where it needs to be and perform our second algorithm. This algorithm is right inverted, down inverted, right, down, 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 right inverted, down inverted, right, down. And as you can see, we needed to repeat it many times. This is because with this algorithm, we need to repeat it as many times as necessary in order to get the piece into the correct orientation. Now we do the same for the rest of them. We look here, green, yellow, red, green, yellow, red. Now we put it directly below where it needs to be and perform the same algorithm. Right inverted, down inverted, right, down, 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 right inverted, down inverted, right, down. And as you can see, it ended up in its proper place. Now we do the same for this. Look in the bottom layer. There's no more pieces. And that is because they're both here. And as you can see, they're in the wrong place. Now, this isn't going to happen all the time, but it did happen to us. So in order to get it out of there, you simply perform the algorithm that would put this corner piece into here. And that is right inverted, right, down. And as you can see, now it's out of here. This piece belongs here. So you put it directly below and perform right inverted, right, down, right inverted, right, down, right inverted, right, down, right inverted, right, down, right inverted, right, down. There it is. Now we perform the same for the last piece. Here's the piece, here's where it needs to be, directly below, right inverted, right, down, right inverted, right, down, right inverted, right, down. And there you go. You have your first layer solved. Now that we've solved our first layer, what we want to do is flip it over. So our green layer, our first layer, will now become the bottom. And then we'll be working with the blue as our top layer. What we're trying to solve is the second layer. So we want these pieces to be correctly orientated, just like this one is, by chance. It's red, red, yellow, yellow. So we want these to also be correctly orientated. The way we do this is by looking at the top layer for pieces without blue in them. As you can see here, white and orange. We move this to match up with the white. So it's white and white. This orange piece, white and orange piece, belongs here. So in order to move it over here, we use the algorithm, which is different than if we wanted to move it to the right. They're opposite each other. So we're trying to move it to here. The algorithm is up inverted, left inverted, up, left, up, front, up inverted, front inverted. And as you can see here, now it's properly orientated. So now, let's do it. Now we need to do it for the rest of them. We look in the top layer for pieces without blue, yellow, and orange. Line it up with the yellow. Now we're moving it to the right, so the algorithm is different. The algorithm to move it to the right is up, right, up inverted, right inverted, up inverted, front inverted, up, front. Now as you can see there, now it's properly orientated. Now just one more left. it's a red and yellow, red and white. So we line it up with the red, red and red, and it moves to the left. So the algorithm to move this piece to the left is up inverted, left inverted, up, left, up, front, up inverted, front inverted.